G'day folks, welcome back to Dune Awakening. Hope you guys are doing well. As you can see, we're at our briefing room with nobody to brief, obviously, because we're playing solo, but it looks nice. In today's episode, I think we're going to focus on the Jackal, which is apparently the final target that Fenring wants us to kill before we then get some answers about why we're here on Arrakis and why we're looking for the Fremen. And all that sort of jazz, right? I mean, we weren't exactly briefed too much about why we're finding the Fremen, but that was sort of the condition of our release. The only other thing that I want to also do, well, actually a couple of things that I want to do. Firstly is something that we can get done pretty quickly, which is to commit to the vehicle fabricator that we've got planned for the garage. And by doing that, I'll essentially, you know, carve out a spot, basically, for this gigantic thing. You know, that way we're going to be able to hopefully plan around it. I feel like the room has become a lot smaller now as a result. I might consider maybe moving some of these pillars. I feel like these pillars make sense to be in this position, but I don't know about it being so close to the vehicle fabricator. Perhaps maybe we could use a different type of pillar and maybe place it a little bit closer to the staircase. I don't know. I'll have a think about that another time, but at least by committing to that, just making sure that, you know, we've got the actual power for it. I'm just trying to remember, is there a way I can check on the grid? Yeah, here we go. So the grid's looking good. We're almost there at its limit. And aside from that, I was also thinking, wouldn't it be a bad idea to maybe get another one of these wind turbines, and perhaps maybe what we could do is, so I've got, you know, a few turbines going here, and because I've got a little bit of space, I could perhaps maybe place down another turbine, say in this general position here, right? So look, I'll just place an outline for the moment, and I think what I could do is I could perhaps maybe move this, so this doesn't have to be completely aligned with the other two that's on the sides. Maybe we can do something like that, and then therefore we can commit to another turbine right here. I kind of want it to face the same way. It's a bit difficult to try and get it to be sort of center. But yeah, I think that doesn't look too bad. Look, that's probably a rough alignment there. Do I have fuel for it immediately? I'm not sure. Actually, I do. There you go. Got plenty of fuel, apparently. So yeah, we may as well. Look, we probably don't need, like, all of this right now, but eventually we are going to get to a point where we're going to need to think about more power. So at least that's going to allow us to, you know, sustain a lot more things when we do eventually build them. And, well, at this stage, I think I've gotten all of the fabricators, right? So we've got the chemical refinery, we've got the ore refinery, vehicle fabricator, all of the other fabricators as well. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that the large spice refinery is really the only thing that we need to try to get to, plus some of these spice-powered generators. So I would say, rather than the large spice refinery, we should try to aim for at least one spice-powered generator. And as I've shown you before, I've got a couple planned over this side. I don't know if I'm going to keep them in that position, but at the very least we've got an idea of where to put them. And I would like to get rid of some of these older generators, you know, these smaller ones, which I think I could maybe even remove now because I probably got plenty of power for it, but maybe I'll just keep them going for the moment until we've got those large generators, and then we can sort of play around with the placement of stuff. Alright, so let's try to deal with the Jackal. So we need to reach the Jackal's alley. And once we're done with that, or I suppose we're sort of free to do other stuff, and I'm thinking of clearing perhaps maybe another couple of bases. And seeing if we can, you know, try and get more intel. The Jackal's alley is, I believe, in Arakeen, so we need to go off there. I'm just confirming that I've got all the equipment and all that sort of stuff. I know that a lot of my weapons and stuff probably need a little bit of a repair. That's right. There's one last thing that I wanted to do before we go, which is something that I mentioned in the previous episode. We do have a better sniper rifle, if I'm not mistaken. So let me just fish that out, and maybe we'll switch to that. Let's do... Whoops. I didn't want to take all. Sorry, guys. Let's throw stuff back. Stuff that we don't need. Oh, and by the way, there are rocket launchers in this game, and I've, you know, only realized... well, I mean, I realized a few episodes ago, but... that's something that we haven't exactly played around with, have we? So maybe one of these days we'll try to fish out a rocket launcher. I've got one, you know, just stashed away, one that I simply picked up from loot, which I think we can play around with. Okay. Just looking at all of the stuff that we've got. Okay, I've got a lot of food, which I don't really want to carry with me. I'm gonna chuck some food there. And the reason for that is because one time I found myself losing all of my food, and trying to build up a supply of food became a little bit of a challenge. And I kind of want to avoid that from happening again. And the adept drill shot, don't need that. I think we've got everything else. Category Mark 6. Yeah, so Thufir's Best is what I was looking for. And it does deal a bit more damage. 262 as opposed to 235 that we're currently using right now. So let's swap that out. And I mean, I can keep the spit dart here and utilize it at some point if we need to fall back onto it. I've got a full suspensor belt, which is sort of starting to break down, so I'm a little concerned about that. I might grab a spare just in case. And let's see, Power Pack Mark 6. What do we have here? A Mark 5. Okay. I might just quickly repair our Power Pack, because that's also looking a little bit worse for wear. And then we'll get going. Alright, so this drill shot, it definitely looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Although I think I still prefer the Chome Tech rifle. I mean, this looks sick as hell, so I'm gonna go with that. Too bad the cape doesn't really play nice with stuff being stashed away on our backs, but hey, it is what it is. Alright, time to get going. And this time around, I am actually going to use the Assault Ornithopter instead of using a regular old Scout Ornithopter. Just because, you know, like, I feel like we don't really give this thing as much love as we should. Plus, I only just discovered recently, but you can actually have a couple of modules on this, depending on what those modules are. I've got some storage on it, and I've got a boost as well. And I mean, the boost is going to help us sort of zip around a little bit more, and therefore, you know, negate the heaviness of this vehicle. And I think it makes sense to just permanently have the boost on it, to be honest. There's no reason not to. Rightio, we are back in Arrakeen, but we do need to find this Jackal's Alley. Now, I believe I may have seen this in a previous episode, like a long time ago. Perhaps maybe when we first came to Arrakeen, we were sort of exploring the area. And we did see like a bit of an alleyway where there was sort of maybe a spot that we had to just progress the story on. So it should be down here somewhere. Then there's also like Duncan's dojo, right? So we don't really know what happens in Duncan's dojo, which is just over here, I think. But this alleyway should be right here. Yeah, let's enter. Alright, find out how to talk to the Jackal. Sure.
It wanders beyond the walls of the city, and I ask it, is it lost?
I'm looking for the Jackal.
It says it wants the Jackal, but I am the wolf, and the Jackal does not speak to strangers unless I ask it, is it kindred? Does it know the word?
I do not know the word.
Oh, it is honest, yes. No tricks, boring, but a wolf likes to play. I ask it, is it clever enough to guess the word?
I can try.
To look, to search, to follow are answers to this test, but none of them quite capture the essence of the quest. The meek, the weak, the freak, all similar in sound, but none of them can capture the word for searching round.
Is the word seek?
Oh, it is clever. And now it knows the word. If it finds the other words, then the Jackal will speak. I tell it, farewell.
Okay. So, we guessed seek. Do we need to remember? Possibly. Maybe there's some kind of a puzzle going on here that we need to figure out. Let's have a chat with this guy.
Any coins, friend? The blind are usually cast into the desert, but I can live if you are merciful and generous.
I wonder if I should have brought some Solari here. Maybe I should have. I don't have any Solari. I'm looking for the one they call the Jackal.
Then speak the words, friend. What are you looking for?
The words?
Speak to my friends. I need to know that you are the one. And the one will speak the words that came to me in a dream, wreathed in spice.
Maybe he's the last guy that we need to speak to. Because there's maybe a few more, or at least a couple. She looks up at your approach and raises a questioning eyebrow. I'm looking for the Jackal. She raises her hands to her mouth to let you know that she cannot speak, and she points down the alleyway. I need to find the words so the jackal will speak to me. She nods and gestures to her feet. As you watch, she lifts her foot above a pile of sand and stamps it down, leaving an imprint. Footprint. Is that your word? She smiles and nods. Thank you for your help. Footprint. Seek? Footprint? Maybe there's only one other person.
Welcome, stranger. It is unusual to see new faces down here in the back alleys of Arakeen. How can I help you?
You seem more normal than most of the others I've spoken to.
Yes, well, Felicity and I have been through a lot together, but we still try to maintain the common courtesy of civilization.
Okay, well, I take that back. Who's Felicity?
Why, my partner, of course. Say hello, Felicity. I must apologize. She is the silent type.
Hello, Felicity. I'm delighted to meet you.
Well, aren't you delightful? Most people refuse to say hello to Felicity, or even acknowledge her existence. Now, how can we help you?
I'm looking for the Jackal.
The Jackal? I do know somebody around here by that name, but he won't speak to anybody who doesn't know the words.
Can you tell me your word?
My word? No. Only Felicity knows the word. And as I mentioned, she is the quiet type.
How can I ask Felicity?
Felicity already likes you, so she told me to tell you that the word is part of an old religious riddle of the Fremen.
Does she know what happened to the Fremen?
Yes, she was there in the siege when the Sardaukar came. Lasguns, fire, blood, she remembers it all. I remember too. It is where I found her. We used to marry sometimes, town Fremen and siege Fremen. Though we of the towns were considered lesser, we were still blood. Felicity was my wife, and shared her time between Arakeen and her siege, until the Sardaukar came. She was guarding the children when they killed her. And now she lives here. In my mind, it's not wrong to be a little insane if it lets you keep the one you love. Is it?
Damn. Wow. I guess he does realize that he's going a little bit crazy. No, it's human.
Thank you, stranger. The word you are looking for is worm. Speak to the others and learn their words. Then the jackal will speak.
Farewell. Okay, well, I think we've got all 3 words, right? I mean, I don't see any other folks in this area. Let's speak to that guy once more. I'm just sort of looking at where the marker is taking us. It's taking us back.
You come back, friend. Then speak the words, friend. What are you looking for?
I seek the footprints of the worm.
Yes, the words at last. Do you know their significance? Fremen would speak them on their Hajj in search of their Ummah, their personal revelation. And you are closing in on your Ummah, which brings about the end of my vigil. So, you are here to kill me. Do you know why?
Count Fenring has promised me information.
Yes, I knew it would be Fenring. He never stopped hunting for us after Carthag. He never truly believed he had succeeded. You are not the first to come in search of the Fremen. You are one of many. Find the Fremen, wake the sleeper. Those words used to ring in my mind as well. A compulsion. But for the others like me, the compulsion was broken. It drove us mad. My brother became mad with endless hunger. My sister sought solace in religious fervor. The youngest of us was overcome with greed. And one by one, you have hunted them down and killed them. Until at last, there is only me. Blind and lost. A madman surrounded by the mad.
I don't understand. You were sent here as an agent of the Bene Gesserit as well?
You have eyes, yet you see less than a blind man. The Bene Gesserit care nothing for us. Busy with their plot to wed Atreides to Harkonnen.
Then who?
Who indeed? Who plucked us from our berths on the prison ship and compelled us to find the Fremen? I know only one thing. Count Fenring knows. And that is why you must kill me. You are so close to your answers. My brothers and sisters are dead. Finish the job and claim your answers.
I don't want to have to kill you.
You must. We've all lost our way. You can complete the mission, but not if Fenring kills you first. Do what you were sent here to do. As I said, friend, we were designed to be controlled. So, kill me.
Just like that. Not so much of a fight. Or anything like that. It's a bit disappointing, but...
Finally managed to slip away. Can you come to Arakin? Meet me at the tea house. Bring the Ixian decoder and let's see what this mysterious film contains. Are you alright? Hurry up, they'll notice I'm going to.
Okay, well... the plot thickens yet again. Don't know how these folks feel about us just having murdered one of their own. Can we speak to any of them again, or...?
Ah, you return. How may I be of service? Yes, why? Ooh, the Jackal, my word? Felicity, oh, yes. We used Felicity, and now... Now she... Thank you.
Yeah, okay, they just repeat all of their conversations. They don't really say anything about what's happened. I guess maybe they don't know. They're sort of a little bit far. This person might know. She might be able to see from there. Anyway. Time to see Ari. And we'll see where this takes us. So apparently we're going to be able to decode some of this film. And maybe we can get some answers. Alright. Actually, one second, guys. Let me just check on the Landsrad here. So we've got Landsrad Weapon Vendor. Interesting. I might just check in with the weapons vendor. I can't remember which one the weapons vendor is. Maybe this one?
I only trade with those who...
No. This one?
Sorry.
Nope.
In the name of the Red Duke, I'm...
Yep, here we go. So let me just take a look. Dune Watcher, 65k. Okay. I don't know if I really want to spend cash on this. I suppose it's a schematic. I can always make it later. What are the stats on this? 346 per shot. That's pretty impressive. And a lot of people recommend the replica pulse knife, actually, so this could be a decent buy. Look, why not? It's not like I'm using my cash for much else right now. And, I mean, I do need to use cash to pay taxes, obviously, but I am banking up money every time I am paying tax, which means I'm making a bit of money more than what I'm getting taxed, right? So that's always a nice thing. Okay. Where is she? Ah, there she is.
You're here. I had hoped, but never mind. Arrakis is almost as full of abandoned hope as it is sand.
Making new friends, Aristay?
Oh, look. The famous outlaw Zantara the Lion. He enters stage right, cloak swirling, his eyes filled with savage menace. As for friends, well, when old ones no longer answer, new ones must be found.
I'm sorry, Aristay. There are
wars to fight, cities to destroy, Sardaukar to kill.
People to save. Like this one. When I pulled you from that prison ship, I couldn't help but recall an old Fremen prophecy Aristay had uncovered. Twin comets in the sky.
I remember. I dreamed of you. Birthed in fire. Twin comets in the sky. The seer of lies.
The seer of lies. But there was no comet, Aristay. Just the burning wreck of an Imperial prison transport flaming across the sky after my rocket hit it.
And there is no way that could be interpreted differently.
I know of...
Peace! We're not here to discuss my dreams. We're here to decode this.
Where did you get that?
We pulled it out of an abandoned siege. Our mutual friend here got us past the security.
You've got more than a few hidden talents and secrets. So what's on it?
Ixian decoder with...
I know what it is. As much as I may try, I haven't entirely forgotten my past, Aristay. Just buried it. What's on the film?
Let's find out.
I have pursued my mission to find the Fremen through to its logical conclusion. I have earned their trust, no doubt helped in part by the prophecies which have been sown amongst them. It took all of my mentat faculties to draw this conclusion, but I see the signs of the Bene Gesserit and their Missionara Protectiva seeded amongst the Fremen. It is clear that a manipulator of religions has been at work here. They refer to me as Lisan al-Gaib, the voice from the outer world. I confess, what began as an infiltration quickly became admiration, and now obligation. They're a harsh people, shaped by their oppression and persecution, most recently by the Emperor and his Sardaukar legions. I can unite them, help them to achieve the dream that Kynes began, but it requires a leap of faith. I must drink the water of life. I must become their money. But before I take that step, I have unfinished business. I've come to believe that my original mission to find the Fremen was actually to find a particular Fremen. I have my suspicions as to why, but to confirm them, I am forced to track down those who set me loose on this world in the first place. And I believe I have found them. Beneath old Carthag. Despite the destruction, something lingers beneath the city. On this film are the coordinates of the location where I believe I will find my answers. If you are searching for the same answers, you must follow me there. This is my secret name, spoken only in troop and siege. Al-Naim, in Jacobsa. It means the sleeper.
Did you know him? He was wearing Fremen garb.
I know of him, but we have never met. Stilgar asked me to search for him after he disappeared. You seem to be connected to all of this. You need to come with me to Old Carthag. Perhaps there we can find...
Harkonnen.
Oh, this guy.
Where?
I saw him watching us from the corner.
You saw who?
Fade Raltha Harkonnen.
Your betrothed. Here. Not even he would be brazen enough to risk himself in Atreides territory.
You're here.
Not for long. If he recognized me, the Sardaukar will be coming. Aristei, send me the coordinates from the recording. I need some time to prepare. Keep an eye out in Harko village. Noctua will lead you to me.
I'm coming as well.
You know you can't, and you know why. As an honored daughter of House Atreides, you are too valuable to risk on a trip into Harkonnen territory.
You sound like my father.
Never let your whims interfere with your duty.
And now you sound like my mother. You're right. Now get going before the Sardaukar round you up. You too. You wouldn't survive a face-to-face meeting with Count Hazimir Fenring. Wait, what was that? Tell me later. Get going.
Okay. So we need to speak to Zentara in Harko village. And that's the next step of this. Okay, very interesting. A lot of revelations there. So that Solido hologram that we saw when we were at the ruins, and where we found or met Ari for the first time, that was actually the sleeper. And that's essentially our mission, right? To awaken the sleeper. According to the Bene Gesserit, anyway. So, whether or not the Bene Gesserit were actually the ones pulling the strings is a different story, right? Perhaps maybe they had their orders from somewhere else. Right, guys, we are back in Haga Basin, and we're just starting off from the western shield wall here, and I figure perhaps maybe we want to go to Harko village in the next episode. We could probably do a few other bits and pieces here and there in Haga Basin before continuing on with the main quest. And yeah, one of the first things that I want to do is... Actually, we are going the wrong way. My bad. Sorry. I should be going in... that general direction over there. yeah, about 2,000 meters or so. Let's just quickly boost, get some speed up, and yeah, there's basically another stronghold that I want to assault and clear out for obviously some intel. And once we're done with that, I could probably do one more stronghold, though there's a couple of smaller missions or side quests that I've had forever, which I do want to try and clear out as well. So we'll see if we can try and do that. But yeah, we're off to a place called the Beast's Claw, I believe, which should be sort of perched up quite high in these mountains. So it should sort of be in the shoal area, if I'm not mistaken. Or perhaps maybe just the outskirts of it. Oh, okay. It looks like another Harkonnen type stronghold. And I can see some fighting going on in there, so there's probably some Atreides and Harkonnen troops. Shouldn't be a problem though, and yeah, keen on giving our new spit dart a try. Ooh, okay, so that's a bit different, only 2 shots. As opposed to, I think the other one that we had was like, more like, 3 or 4 darts at a time.
Eyes on enemy.
Okay, the layout is very familiar. I see the intel already, so this shouldn't take too long. Okay, let me swing by to the left here, and I'll sort of hold in this position and try to defend it. There could be quite a few enemies inside, which we have to deal with, and perhaps maybe some heavies. Completely whiffed that. Okay, I think this new spit dart actually does penetrate, or at least the poison penetrates shields, which is quite nice actually. Because we can essentially chip away at enemy HP. Oh my goodness, alright. Here I was, feeling extremely confident about the whole situation.
You're dead.
Nice, alright. Try to loot as much as we can. I think there's something over on this side. Maybe just a little bit of ammo. Grab the cash. Probably don't need the boots. I'll grab all the other components. That's what we're here for. Another 20 intel points. I don't know. Is there a limited amount of intel points, or would we essentially utilize all of those skill points that we've been banking up? Because I feel like we've got a lot. Hang on, let me take a look at this long shot. So, 209, so not even better than what we've currently got. I don't know if you can get more of these snipers, these Thufir's bests, or if perhaps maybe that's a limited sniper that you can only... Sorry, I call it a sniper, a limited spit dart that you can only get once after completing quests with Thufir. Maybe. Well, hoping that I won't have to rely on it for too long, because we do have that new schematic. And I will probably switch to it at some point. But I'm not in a hurry to do that, to be honest. I think that's everything. So yeah, let's get out of here. And let's move on to the next task. And I'm thinking I want to go back to the anvil. It's been a while. We haven't been to the anvil for ages. But there is something that I need to deliver there as part of a side quest. And I just kind of want to get it done so that we can sort of clear that from our quest list. Righto, the anvil. It's actually been quite a while since we've been back to the anvil, I think. Quickly park this somewhere, maybe just over here, should be fine. Alright, so just need to turn this in. Great. So that's growing pain done, and dealing with the devils is now the next part of this quest. And let me just have a quick look at our quest list. So... Oh, sorry, dealing with the devils is completed. Paper Trail is the next quest line, my bad. And the last time we sort of looked at this quest, it needed us to complete another quest in the line of, I guess, side quests somewhere else. Let me just have a look here. Slaver jobs? Yeah, that's it. So Growing Pains is complete here, but then that continues on with finding Semo. So investigate the runaway base, enter the sorting center with the... Sorry, within the testing station, uncover Semo's current location, call Tarek Barris. So let me just take a look at where that's going to lead us. Okay. Kind of leading us towards where I want to go, because there's a few other bases that we haven't exactly cleared in that area. So we just need to head north from here, which is, yeah, I can definitely work with that. Let's go, and let's see if we can continue on with this mission. So I think we've perhaps partially completed this quest automatically, because we may have been to this testing station before, but we probably need to do more stuff in it. Okay, I think we're here. Yeah, this place seems quite familiar, to be honest. Bit of fighting going on down there. Try to park. And I'm just trying to figure out where the entrance is. Maybe just up that way somewhere. 200 meters seems a little farther. Maybe I should park it a little bit closer even. Right, okay. Actually, this is the spot that I need. don't know. I feel like placing it down that way seems a bit exposed. I'll leave it up here. And it's not like other players can do anything to my ornithopter, but I guess a storm could do some damage to it. So yeah, it should be in here somewhere. Maybe this is not a testing station. I initially assumed that we're going to another testing station. Okay, what are we looking for? This. Flooded crate. The crate contains an empty backpack matching the one Semo Barris was last seen wearing. A crudely scribbled note labels it Mauler Candidate ALDA-X804, Jabal Ifrit. Okay, there we go. And something else here. Yeah, ledger lists Mauler Candidate Semo, sorting code, as sent for sorting. Okay. Don't know what that means exactly. We do need to go to the sorting center, and now that we've got their number, we should be able to find them, I assume. Enter the sorting center. Where is that? About almost 2,000 meters in that direction. We do have a storm coming through, which, I mean, it is unfortunate. I don't know how much damage a sandstorm can do to, like, the assault ornithopter, and whether or not it's a good idea to leave it out. Though we are going into the Haga Rift, which is sort of a blessing in disguise, to be honest, because we should get some protection from the storm in this location. I'm just trying to figure out whether or not we're in the right spot here. It doesn't seem like it. And that's probably on the surface, right? Yeah, probably should wait for this storm to pass. So yeah, I'll cut to when the storm passes and when we actually get a little bit closer to this sorting center. Alright, we should be close. Okay, some kind of a base here. Actually, there is a testing station, so yeah, I wasn't wrong. I guess we just needed to find a few more clues before going into the testing station itself. Let me park just over here. And because we've just had a storm, I'm pretty confident that we won't see another one anytime soon. Well, one would hope. All right.
Found them.
Good. But probably all unnecessary. I probably should just focus on trying to get into the testing station.
They're here.
Alright, next part of the quest. Call Tarek Barris. Okay, let's quickly do that then. Contact issuer. And... okay, the contract chain has been completed apparently. And we got Slaver Swatch, or whatever it is. I think that was the reward. So, perhaps maybe it just led us here and then... like, I thought we would have to find a specific slave or whatever, or at least the remains of one. But I suppose we don't really have to do that, and I've already been to this testing station before, so there's probably no real reason for us to poke around here, unless we really want to gather up all of the resources and all that sort of stuff, which I probably will refrain from doing that because we have been here before. And instead, I'm going to pivot now to clearing out one more base within the area. I'm pretty sure there's one that we haven't looked at.
I need reinforcements.
Okay, let's just quickly consult the map and just take a look at what's available nearby. So I'd say the northeast bunker would be the perfect place to try and clear out. And it should just be a hop and a skip away from us. Not even a hop, to be honest. This is very, very close by. Okay, these bunker type strongholds are quite familiar though. I'm getting a feeling of deja vu almost. There we go. Don't know if there's really anything interesting out here that we should be looking at, but I can take those. Right, what do we have going on inside? Actually, I may as well take some fuel cells. Gonna need to make a lot more industrial grade lubricant now that we've got 4 of those advanced generators going. intel. Might be below us. Oh, interesting. Got a bit of a landing pad situation going on out here. I wish we had access to some of the enemy like building styles, because a lot of this stuff looks pretty interesting. You know, actual build pieces that relate to, you know, making landing pads and stuff like that. I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to expand the aesthetics of the game. But perhaps maybe that's something that the devs will consider for future updates. Okay. So we have what we came for, but I may as well explore the entire base. Hello, sir. Is he dead? Not quite. Alright. Not too much more going on down here. Yeah, okay, I suppose we entered that way. Surprisingly, the facility is actually a lot larger than I thought. But anyway, time to head back, and I reckon we're going to be calling it an episode once we're back. I'm just sort of thinking about what we should do for the next one. Alright, home sweet home. Let's just quickly stash away our Orny, and yeah, we'll sort of end the episode. I've probably got a bit of an idea for maybe a little bit of decorating here towards the end. Let me just... Are we in? It's a little bit difficult to tell if we've managed to land yet. I want to give a little bit of space for a scout ornithopter at the very front, because I like to land the scout ornithopter in there in case we're doing like spice runs and stuff. There we go. Yeah, bit of a tight squeeze, but that's okay. Let's just drop a few things in there and maybe tidy up the inventory a little bit. And yeah, I'm just going to talk about what we're going to do in the next episode. I'm sort of hoping that I'll do a little bit of research on the continuation of a couple of quest lines. One is the planetologist, so he's, well, I say he, Derek is probably out there somewhere needing some help in a testing station. I just don't know which one, and I've kind of been to almost all of them at this point, so I probably should just research on where to find him. Ooh, the Jackal's blindfold. 130 armor value. Don't understand how that would give you some armor, but anyway. Let's also do some research here. Dune Watcher and Long Shot. Not that I'm going to be using Long Shot at any point, but Dune Watcher, definitely something that I'll probably invest some resources into at some point. And yeah, there's also the Bene Gesserit questline. So yeah, I haven't exactly finished all of the Bene Gesserit training quests, and I'm not 100% sure how to continue that one, so I need to sort of maybe take a look at some guides on that to see if I can figure out how to continue it. But yeah, one last thing that I want to do is just place down another banner. So what are we looking for? Wall deco. Yeah. So I think we should get another banner here. It makes sense, right? Like, we should make things look a little bit more symmetrical. There we go. And I think I could probably reposition this slightly. Make it look all central. And that looks really nice. I'm just trying to figure out if there are any other walls that we could utilize for even more banners. Let me take a look. I mean, we've got the walls out here, although I think maybe it's not going to fit banners. So we might not be able to work with any of those walls. Alternatively... So there's a banner over that side. We could probably add one on this side. Oh, but we don't have enough materials. Of course we don't. I thought we had enough agave seeds for it. Okay, so I'm gonna need some more agave seeds. That's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm just checking on what's going on in here. Okay, we've got some banners on these two sides. Do I like them there? I don't know. I feel like these walls here look a little bit empty. But then I think maybe I had a bit of an issue with trying to place them down on this side because of the furnishings that I had. This one might be okay to place there. But yeah, I might actually just put in like some more furnishings here, maybe some decorations. Speaking of decorations, there's the small knickknacks and stuff that I keep promising that I will do. And I don't know, I'm sort of reluctant to do it right now, purely for the fact that this place is going to expand once more when we have the carryall ornithopter and the spice harvester. So I feel like if I place down a whole bunch of stuff, then I would have to like remove them again. It'd be a bit of a waste of time. So I might wait until the base is at the, let's call it its final form. And then when it is in its final form, we'll then place down a hell of a lot more decorations and stuff like that. Anyway guys, I am signing out here. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I most certainly did. Chuck us that like down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.